Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. So we've got a nice little 66 magic coming in to start things off. We'll then move on to some chinchompers. These things really look like a little miniature version of Pumbaa from The Lion King. Maybe it doesn't. It kind of does in my head, but if you've ever been to Red Chins before, you'll kind of learn pretty quickly that if you don't talk, you're a bot, apparently. So I kind of embrace it at this point. If you play this game for a long period of time, you get to the point where getting called a bot is kind of like a thing that just happens. And I used to kind of like get really scared. I used to be like all panicky and have a conversation with the person to make sure that like they didn't report me or anything. But at this point, it's just happened so many times that I'm just sick of dealing with it, and I kind of just go dead silent. For the most part, anybody who asks me if I'm botting is probably not somebody who watches my videos. If you watch my videos, chances are you're not going to do that to me, are you, man? But this guy even went so far as to try and interrupt my hunting. I kind of, played the silent treatment, placed my boxes down and, showed off my software, if you know what I mean. But this episode is going to be kind of interesting. I've been seeing in the comments quite frequently, you guys are asking, why are these clips so old? How come these fucking herbs are still identified? And why is there no fucking grand exchange? Well, today we're going to have a few answers. And I should preface this next clip with kind of saying, like, when I was going for my whip, I got really, really burnt out really quick. I was trying to get it as quick as I possibly could. I wanted to be the first Ironman with a whip, and eventually I did get it, as you would have seen in the last episode. However, it wasn't without its consequences. I ended up quitting this game for about 4 to 5 months. It kind of explains it a bit more in the next clip, so I won't cover that too much. But basically, a lot of the content that isn't in the game in my previous episodes will now be there. There's a huge gap that's going to be just completely shrunk today, and I think that's a really good thing. I've seen a lot of confusion in the comments, and hopefully this next clip will clear things up for a lot of you guys. Okay, so I'm not exactly sure how I introduced this clip at all, but this is about 4 months after the previous clip. Maybe 5, maybe 6, I don't even know. I stopped counting after a while, but basically I just got membership again, and the first thing I did was kind of just AFK use whilst I set up for a stream, but that stream is yet to happen, and a few things need to be said. But mainly in regards to this series, like the continuity of what was just happening like a clip ago, I completely forget what was going on. So I'm pretty much starting fresh from where I was at. Like there's new content in this game that wasn't in like when I was playing before, like achievement diaries, and I accidentally did part of it just now. By cutting news down. But what I did want to do is go to my bank and actually, I can't exactly remember how much I have, but what I want to do is go to the Fairy Kingdom, whatever the place is called, and I don't actually think I'll have enough money, but I think we'll just take 500k with this. And I completely forget everything that's going on with this game. I don't know how I get around the place. I don't know fairy ring codes or anything. So like a lot of the essential stuff that I was using prior to me not having membership or anything like that, I completely forget it. So this is yet again going to be another learning experience that I have in this game. It just keeps on seeming to repeat itself, and I accidentally just teleported. So hopefully that works. I guess it does. So what I'm going to do, when I get to this fairy ring, if it actually, if it isn't completely obvious, I might have to like research the codes, but I'm pretty sure they give you a pretty easy way to remember. They give you like a little tab that you can scroll through. But yeah, I have not touched Runescape in general in like 130 days, I think it was, when I first logged in. So it's going to be weird yet again. And in terms of how this video is going to be produced, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but hopefully, fingers crossed, it all comes together nicely. So, fairy rings, don't let me down. I'm not proud to admit, but that I had to scroll up and down that little tab thing at least 6 or 7 times to see this. So, CIP, put that in the memory bank, because I'm going to come back here quite often, I think. And, oh no, I think I just remembered. I think I need to cut down maples for about a century to get my approval rating up before I collect this stuff. Otherwise, it's going to be horrendous. So, oh no, it's going to be at like 0% because, the whole 4 or 5 months of not playing thing might have taken my approval rating down a little bit. Alright, so about after 6 years of cutting down maple logs, I have the ability to no longer cut them down any further. So, that is where we're at, maple log wise. I don't think I need to cut anything, I don't think I need to get coal or anything else. I'm pretty sure I can just do one thing to get my approval to 100%. And the reason why I need to get 100% to my knowledge is that if I don't, like, all of this loot over the past however long it's been collecting gets kind of nerfed in the butt if I don't. So even if it doesn't, it's just safety precautions in the end, but we'll see what we can get from here. Hopefully it is nice. Like, it's been so long, it'd be nice if it was decent, and I have no idea how much money I had in it previously. 100% approval rating, that is what we want. Check resources, let's do this. Alright, so 14,000 maple logs. They look weird. They didn't look like that last time I checked, and grimy isn't... Okay, that's new as well. So that's pretty good, I think. Not exactly a crap ton of rainars, but I guess I will take what I'm given. A lot of bird's nest and a lot of seeds, so I can actually do some herb planting, which is nice. So yeah, that is good to see that is good. And now to put some more money into the coffer. Alright, out of nowhere, kind of didn't explain what was going on, but we just got 74 attack, which is pretty sweet. Almost at 100 combat. And yeah, I pretty much came here straight after I checked my miscellanea. So yeah, we're back into the Slayer grinds. Hopefully we can get some herb runs done across the way and get work towards some snaps, etc. But that is where we're at right now. 74 attack is sweet. 100 combat is the next goal. Give me that, so I will take that. Thank you very much. Alright, so I'm almost finished this necrolite task. I actually can't believe how long this is taking, but one thing I did remember is that thanks to somebody reminding me, is that the Dragon Defender actually exists now, which is something I actually really need. So I'm praying right now that I actually have guild tokens. If I don't, I'm going to be sad, but 300 should be... It's definitely possible to get a Defender within that time. So that is what we're going to go and do ahead right now. Hopefully we can get a Dragon Defender with 300 tokens. I highly doubt it, but fingers crossed as always. We've got another pair of Rune Boots. They're going to be stacking up, but they're actually worth like 10k right at this point. So they've definitely declined in price over time. But yes, onto the Dragon Defender. It's about time we got one of those bad boys. Okay, so that took 30 tokens. That's actually the quickest Defender I've ever got in any form of class. So we're going to kill one more, see if we can try our luck again on this. Probably not going to happen, but we might as well give it a run for money. So hopefully we can get a second one. That'd be sweet, but I don't know. One is enough and one is all I really need. So after this Cyclops, I'm going to go start some achievement diaries. Apparently that is something that needs to be done. So Dragon Defender is sick. That took about 2 minutes, so I'm happy with that. Here we go. Mythkite Shield. But anyway, that is fine. That is great. No more Cyclops for now. And moving on to some achievement diaries. Alright, so this was more difficult than it is normally for regular people, but finally we're at the final achievement diary location to begin with. And the Elder Gnome Child, which makes no sense, is the last guy I need to talk to here. So that is the final one unlocked. And now begins the treacherous task of getting stats and quests done in order to get these done. This is something that's going to take a long time. It's not something that I can just grind out one by one because my stats aren't exactly where they need to be to get it done. So this is going to be done over the course of many weeks. Hopefully I get it done as soon as possible. But yeah, that is where I stand currently. They've all begun, but they're far from being completed. Alright, so the title of Easy Clue Scroll doesn't lie. This is probably the first one I've done in quite some time. And this took maybe 3 steps and we got ourselves a Bando's page, which I think is actually pretty good. The Bando's book, to my knowledge, is the only book that actually gives strength bonus. But, I mean, it's a page, it's some teleports to the lumberyard. What can I complain about? It's an easy clue that took me 2 minutes to do, despite getting some ham stuff to do it in the process. But anyway, yeah, that's my first easy clue in a long time. I don't think we'll see another one anytime soon, though. Alright, so that was the final easy part of the Artie achievement diaries. That's a mouthful. And I don't even know what I get from this. I'm pretty sure that was the last one, but I've got nothing to really gain that I'm aware of, but I want to just get these, done over the course of time. So first day back, already doing the easy one and starting all the rest of them, I think is a good place to start. But I think I might go back to Slayer from here and get some clue scrolls from some cave horrors. Alright, I lied a little bit. So what I want to do is continue on with some of the achievement diaries. I was looking up at the different rewards because I hadn't kept up to date with the game and I wanted to kind of find out what achievement diaries would give me what, and I was looking into it, and the Varrock diaries will allow me to unlock daily battle stubs to be bought at a discounted price every single day. Unlocking the easy diary will allot me 15 per day, so I thought getting, at least getting that out of the way was something that I wanted to get done as soon as I possibly could. So for this, I need to craft earth runes, which requires me to get 9 rune crafting. In the way I kind of want to do this is by doing the Abyss mini quest. My scrying orb wasn't like working, it was like glitched or something, but last time I tried to do the mini quest, I wasn't able to for whatever reason, and I kind of came back to it, and eventually it just worked. I must have missed like a text dialogue at some point or something, because it was turning into a crying orb at some point. I'm so sorry. But yeah, in the end we get ourselves 1000 rune crafting experience from here, and that'll bump us directly up to 9. I think earth runes are maybe like 7 rune crafting or something, but regardless, like 9 will have me covered. So from here I can just run straight into the earth altar, knock out a couple of earth runes, and finish off the achievement diary from there. So all of these easy ones are quite easy to get done, so if you can, I would recommend getting them done. The Varrock one in particular is very, very helpful for an Ironman, just in terms of like paying for, you know, the kingdom every day, etc. Things like that. It really does help out a lot, so definitely put them higher on your priority list if you haven't already. So with the reward that I get from this, I'll be throwing on all of my experience lamps onto Herblore, as I really do consider that skill to be probably the most difficult skill to train on an Ironman. So that is the logic behind that. So this is gonna definitely feel strange. I've run this path thousands of... Oh my god! Alright, attempt number 2, Mr. Mage. You are fucking joking. Okay, number 3. This is not possible to fail it. I've said everything possible to this weirdo. I never thought I'd be so satisfied with getting into the Abyss. Holy crap. But now the real test begins. Where the fuck is anything that isn't the nature altar? I think I ran in a complete, like, clockwise direction throughout the whole Abyss to find the water altar, when it was just so close to where I came in from. But that was the second last task that I needed to do to complete the easy Lumbridge and Draenor diary, and finally I managed to finish off that last part, and now I can collect my reward. So since these are easy tasks, I'm not getting huge amounts of experience. It's more kind of just to get them done and, you know, just knock them out one by one. After doing a lot of achievement diaries, I decided to swap things up and get myself some prerequisites for Swan Song. But before I did that, I did a Slayer task, got myself a defense level and a Dragonstone drop from a Nechril, so that's a future glory banked. I then went to make some Mist Runes, and it took me 3 attempts to get it, but eventually my thick skull actually figured out the puzzle and brought himself an Air Talisman, so very good. End result is pretty much all that matters, right? But I decided to procrastinate further because I needed to do one small favor. I decided to do some agility and high elking. Who can blame me, right? That quest is anus. But eventually I got a fair amount of experience and actually got a couple of levels, which was actually pretty damn nice. I left myself with around 100 nature runes left, instead of elking everything I had, because I like to keep some in reserve just in case I need to elk like a rune chain body, or something that just gets me a little bit more money than a maple longbow, for example. Okay, so this quest isn't exactly my favorite thing to do in the world, but it was necessary to get out of the way before I could do Swan Song, which is why I got the Mist Runes in the first place. And there's only one final step remaining to finish off one small favor, the quest of discussion, and that is dropping off these logs here. And I can now use the spacebar to just spam through text dialogue, which is really nice. So definitely going to be taking advantage of that wherever it's really necessary, but this should be the final part of the quest here, if the quest dialogue would just kill itself off. But there it is, one small favor completed, one step closer to getting Swan Song done. So there it is, 2 rewards for 10k each. That is going to go straight into the Herblore bank, and we should be able to get 56 off that, which is going to be sick. We're just going to do that right now. Don't want to waste my time in that department. Herblore is a skill that I'm always happy to see get closer to 99, I suppose, even though that's never happened. But there it is, 56 Herblore, a nice little milestone super energy mix as well, we're at it. But anyway, moving on. So Swan Song, not exactly the most difficult quest in the world, however I wasn't really sure what to expect for the ending boss fight, whether or not I could kill it if I'd struggle with anything like that. So I thought I'd include this footage, so if you're unsure, because Monkfish is a very important thing to have on an Ironman account. If you're lazy like me and you can't be asked buying thousands of Caramboines or potato with cheese. So the long story short is the fight is pretty simple if your stats are even half decent. So very simple kill to get done. Now it's time to claim the reward. When it is all said and done, Swan Song should be complete. Can we stop having this conversation, Herman? There it is, Swan Song done. A bunch of experience amongst 3 different skills. I need to drop some stuff perhaps, but 51 prayer, not too bad. Not too far away from smite. Not that it's necessary, but it's always good to get closer in the direction that we need to go for Piety. But there it is, Swansong done. That is a relief. Alright, so this could be the end of the clue scroll. I really don't want to open up in the wilderness, but I will anyway. But that is our loot. Rune plate skirt, some bloodies, some axes, and some chaps. So not too bad. 23rd hard clue scroll down the drain. Not great, not horrible, but anyway, on to the next one, I suppose. Alright, so a little break from clue scrolls. I've decided to work towards crafting. I've come to the conclusion that making air battle staves is something that I really need to get done as soon as possible. So for that, I'm going to need 66 crafting, which is pretty steep. I also need 27 rune crafting to make cosmics. And when I hit 61 crafting, I want to be able to use the lunar diplomacy spell that allows me to make molten glass with a spell as opposed to using a furnace, which I've been doing recently. So that is my new course of action, and hopefully we make progress in that direction. But what I've done currently is turned all of my soda ash into molten glass with the help of buckets of sand. Shout out to the sand. But yeah, now it is time to turn all this molten glass into some uncharged orbs. And I get the feeling I'm going to have quite a stockpile of those by the time I can actually make them into air staves. So it's going to be a bit of a cock tease for quite some time, but I think it's definitely going to pay off in the long run. So anyway, let the blowing begin. One last diamond, so that's good. That was just in time. Actually, whoa, I didn't realize I could do that so early. Alright, so that's 70 feet fletching. That actually came right out of nowhere. I was kind of contemplating life and cutting up some maple logs, and that happened. So that's pretty decent. Almost on the way to 75, which will be pretty nice. But anyway, I'll keep plodding away, and hopefully we can get closer to that. There it is, 58 mining. 2 more to go. Alright, so this may be a little bit delayed, but finishing the RD Easy diaries, I didn't imagine they had too much of a good reward, but upon further inspection, I have the ability with this cape to actually access a new mining area for iron, I guess. And also I get a little lamp, which gives me a little bit of experience, which is a little bit cool. But the main utility of this cape, which is pretty sweet, I don't know exactly the stats it provides me with, and I don't think they're really worth noting, but it gives me the ability to teleport to this iron patch here, which will allow me to essentially power mine iron at a pretty semi-efficient level and also bank the ores in the process, which is really cool because I was just sitting in Elk Red, you know, going round and round in a circle as you normally do. So this is going to change that, and I'm actually going to have resources to show for my mining experience. So yeah, I'm going to now mine about 1 billion iron ore until I hit level 60, and I can move one direction towards closer getting under the way of lunar diplomacy. English is a difficult language. And there it is, 59 mining. That is pretty nice. One more level to go. Level 13, that's mud runes. One more to fires, I think. Alright, so with this, I should be able to get 14 rune crafting, which I can now make fire runes, which is just amazing. Revolutionizing the world I live in. One rune crafting level at a time. Alright, so this might be the milestone of the century. I'm not 100% sure, but here we go. 20 rune crafting. Absolutely smashing out the levels here. So I think we're pretty much halfway to 27, in which I can start doing cosmics, but that's still quite a ways away, and I think I'm going to take a little break from rune crafting just for now, and maybe do a herb run or two. Alright, so after that monstrous achievement that was 20 rune crafting, I made my way over towards these new iron rocks. Not really new, but newly accessible iron rocks thanks to this cape. And 60 mining has been achieved. So the reason why this is so good is because I can now have that prerequisite finished for lunar diplomacy. And I'm not sure if I showed this before, but this is kind of how I'm going to be gathering iron for the foreseeable future of this account. I think until iron is no longer necessary on this account, this is pretty much where I'm going to get all of mine from. And I'm not going to make you sit through a complete inventory, but essentially with this new cape I can just teleport to Castle Walls, just go boom. That's pretty nice, and then just teleport straight back with the cape. And this has unlimited charges at the easy level, so it's actually ridiculous. It's really good, and 60 mining is also quite nice. So anyways, that is good. I'm going to get stuck into crafting, buying materials, and hopefully making some progress in that regard. So anyway, moving onwards.